You wanna know something personal? I am terrified of the next few coming months. Because of the increase in traffic we've been getting lately, not only does every video I make from this point on dictate the future of this channel, but I've also got the prospect of moving bearing down on me, which means selling off most of my stuff because I can't fit it in my car, traveling halfway across the country in said car, sharing a space with people I haven't met in person for a long time, and that's not to mention car insurance, gas, rent, utilities, website fees. Oh, that's so much money. It just feels like I'm slowly running out of time until everything breaks down on me at once these days. But then I got some sound advice from somebody very close to me. Focus on the positives. And it's good advice. It's so easy to get caught up on the things that are going wrong that sometimes we forget to balance it out with what's going right. And so many things have gone right. We passed 1,000 subscribers last week. Because I've been doing reviews, I've played more new games this past year than I have in the last decade before. And I've met some super cool people who believe in me and want to help me create something wonderful without asking anything in return. A gesture, I assure you, I am always careful to thank them for. So you know what? Let's spread some of that positivity. Let's take a moment to remind ourselves why we're all a part of this industry in the first place. To share that pure, unadulterated joy we felt the first time we ever played a video game. So no matter what you're going through today, hopefully this will brighten it up just a little bit. And if you have any suggestions for other joyous game songs, well, share the goods, man. Tell us about it in the comments. But for now, here are my top 8 video game songs that make me smile.
Number 8.
Would I be going out on a limb to say this game is awesome? Good lord, Awesomenauts has some great themes. When's the last time you played a MOBA where spaghetti western started playing? Leon's theme is even better if you actually understand the lyrics, and don't even get me started on Isla. Just don't, okay? Evil Eye into Rage Mode is such bullshit. But for me, the original will always be the best. More than any other game that I can be bothered to think of right now, this was and still is the animated series I actually wanted to exist when I was a kid, just so I had a reason to listen to this song every freaking day. Yeah, about that. How does this game end up feeling more like a proper 90s cartoon than the one that uses 12-minute long cutscenes to try and achieve the same effect? Is it the production? Like, does Awesomenauts just have better characters, casting, writing, setting, and tone? Or does it just present all those things in a way that's more favorable to making it feel like a proper game, rather than using a method that's counterintuitive to everything that makes this medium unique from other art forms in the first place?
Maybe it's both.
But seriously, honestly, earnestly, all joking aside, cut the crap, for real, with a straight face, in all seriousness. Buckle down, strap in, straighten out, sternly, solemnly, soberly. Realist, possible talk. How can you not crack a smile while listening to this guy? I can't even hit half those notes with an instrument, and he holds them through the entire song. You're sick, dude. The bouncy backbeat and great guitar start making you bob your head the instant you hear them. The chorus sounds like something straight out of the credits of an old action flick. And these lyrics, man, this is 100% intentional grade A B-movie cheese. But it's good cheese, like Gouda or Brie. Oh, but then there's mozzarella. You gotta love a good blue cheese burger. Now I'm getting hungry. Hold on, watch this bumper while I go make myself a sandwich.
Number 7.
Okay, so speaking of cheese, and I swear that transition was not intentional, how do you make an already lighthearted and happy tune even more euphoric? Perform it with a live band. That's exactly what happened to Moo Moo Meadows in Mario Kart 8. Maybe it's because it doesn't happen too often, maybe it's because of how easy it is on the ears, or maybe it's just because I'm Irish on my dad's side, but I've always been a fan of acoustic, Celtic-sounding music in games. Think of how simple this instrumentation is. We've only got 3 string instruments, 2 played with bows and 1 played with fingers, a flute, and a bongo, and yet somehow they managed to make such a full and complete-sounding tune with so little. That takes skill, real skill, and to match it up with such a catchy melody to boot, 'tis beautiful. It's music to my ears anyway, and one of the many, many reasons I love me some Mario Kart. Though, I still have one burning question about this track. Mercedes-Benz versus cow. Who do you think's gonna win that fight? 400-pound animal? 4,000-pound hunk of metal barreling down at 85 miles per hour. Video games.
Number 6.
You can talk to me all day about asynchronous gameplay, wacky characters, and the UbiArt engine, but come on, man. I know what really went down here. If you bought Rayman Legends, it's because you either saw the Granny's World Tour trailer from E3 or ran through Castle Rock from the demo and said, "That. I want to play that." I sincerely hope musical stages become a thing now, because these are some of the most fun levels I've played in a 2D platformer in a good while. But as much as we all loved those two reveals, little did we realize that the best was yet to come. I considered whether or not including this song counted as cheating, because technically someone else came up with it first, but then I realized something. Going through these stages is not unlike playing a rhythm game. Everything is about timing and knowing exactly when to do some actions versus others. So in that sense, choosing famous songs was sheer brilliance, because it meant you already knew what to do before you even started the level. Besides, I think I might like this version better than the original. It's got more energy thanks to the faster pace, which is complemented by how lighthearted the whole game is in the first place. If Kill Bill didn't get this tune stuck in your head for days, this game will. Never in my life have I rocked out to a ukulele, and before Rayman Legends, I hadn't planned on starting either. So, let's move on, shall we? This song's making me feel things I'm not used to, and I'm not quite comfortable with that.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it down like this, y'all.
Number
I'm
5.
Parappa, those noodles.
Oh shizzle, man, Parappa was the dopest dope back in the day. You feel what I'm throwing down? I've never actually gravitated towards rap. You're shocked, I know. For one reason or another, I just can't get into it unless it's something either really clever or really well known. But Parappa broke that barrier. I was already into rhythm games at the time, so all I needed was a kooky cast, great music, and really clever lyrics sometimes, and I was sold. If you're in a foul mood, I can honestly recommend the entirety of both games to you, and maybe even get some Unjam or Lammy in while you're at it, because all three soundtracks are awesome. These aren't songs so much as they're adventures. Each one not only tells its own story, but also delivers it with its own unique compositional and lyrical delivery style from one another. Oh, and did I mention they're all hilarious? Actually, that's the whole reason they qualify for this list. It's impossible not to smile when you're laughing your head off. All I need to say is my buns are very toasty, and fans will immediately know what I'm talking about. So what makes Noodles Can't Be Beat so special? Well, first off, Parappa has always been a game of two. The master gives you a line, you copy it back. That's the basis of how the entire series works. And while this stage isn't mechanically any different, the way these two deliver different lyrics to the same beat makes it feel like the series' first and only proper rap battle. Fitting for a confrontation with the main antagonist. Also, can we consider this scenario for a second? Parappa is battling the disgruntled son of the world's greatest burger chain because he wants to take over the planet with noodles due to being force-fed fast food all his life. And what is the countermeasure to this evil plot? Sweets. Of course. If that alone doesn't at least get you morbidly curious, you're frankly beyond my help. It's catchy, screwy, occasionally gooey, and entertaining to the very last phrase. What more could you want?
Number 4.
You'd think I'd be immune to this crap by now. I'm currently in the process of making a video about me ripping a game to shreds because it represents the worst of what Japanese games have to offer us as an art form, and yet here I am, falling victim to one of the most ugu kawaii creations in existence. But man, does this song sell it. This is the type of tune that doesn't just evoke an emotion, it almost changes the world around you. The high key and sugary sweet electronic work together to bring you into a land where it's okay to be whatever you want for a while. I feel like I'm flying when I listen to Smooch, shooting through a sky of cotton candy clouds at 100 miles per hour. I bet I'm tapping my fingers right now just editing this thing together.
I wasn't wrong.
That breakdown in the middle with the piano while slowing things down ironically just gets me more excited to see what's coming next, that being the key change for the last iteration of the chorus. They're both really basic music tricks, I know, but they work so well in this bubbly little piece, continuing to pile on the mounds and mounds of pure joy until I can't help but dance along. Also, massive props must be given to an artist out there known as Biako Plus, who remixed this along with a lot of other Chorus K songs together into a track known as Wuv Wuv. Smiley face. And if you thought the original was happy, this is gonna send you into a freaking euphoria. On a pure emotional level, it's one of the best remixes I've ever heard, and it wouldn't have been possible without such a solid base to work from.
Number 3.
Obscure game reviewer powers activate! Form of Japanese slot machine! Konami is known for their presence outside the console market just as much as they are inside. Whether or not that's a good thing these days is still up in the air. Back before Rock Band was even a concept, these guys were the kings of the rhythm game scene, with titles like DDR, Poppin' Music, and Guitar Freaks. And trust me, we will go back to Guitar Freaks eventually. But their more recent endeavors have included turning a lot of their more famous franchises into fully fledged slot machines. This includes Castlevania, Mystical Ninja Goemon, and the subject of this entry, Parodius. Now, if you're not familiar with Parodius and its characters, these two are Hikaru and Akane, recurring figures in the series in both playable and non-playable forms. They also made a cameo appearance in Ultimedius Excellent, another game we've talked about before. Anyway, these two are showgirls at heart, so when a Parodius slot machine was being made, Konami needed something to play on screen while the machine was idling, something that would help attract customers to it among the many other flashing lights and impressive promises of bonuses. So, why not have two bunny girls singing about all the good times you could be having by dropping your money here? I've stated before that music transcends culture. If you really feel strongly about what you're saying, it will come across to your audience, no matter if they can understand the lyrics or not. And what's coming across to me here is 100% distilled lust for life. It's right in the title, Happy-Go-Lucky. This song has enough bounce to reach the frigging moon. It's playful and fun in a way that makes me really want to try out the machine itself and see what all the celebration is about. Which means that it looks like these two have done their job. Now, if only Konami wasn't too busy committing career suicide to bring these machines to the States.
Number 2.
I love Mighty Switch Force. I've made no attempt to hide that fact, especially in my numerous unsuccessful attempts to live stream it in the past. And if you want me to boil down the many reasons why into a single song, look no further than the credits theme of the sequel, known only as Rescue Girl.
Life just ain't the same. Without that heat, get you right up on feet.
Okay, Vert, we get it. You're awesome. No need to show off now. This is so 80s it hurts, right down to the instrument selection and the delightfully cheesy premise. Tell me you don't crack a smile when you hear that manly chorus say things like "got to hose it down." This also came out in the wake of pop songs like Get Lucky and Treasure, so it seems like while they were indeed correct in saying that disco was dead, it looks like it's going through a bit of a Phoenix-like rebirth at the moment. I've heard a lot of people compare this to sounding like the Village People, but I counter that argument by reminding you all that they're actually singing about a woman. I will say this though, whenever I listen to Rescue Girl, I can almost see the awful 80s music video. A bunch of buff, shirtless firefighters dancing like idiots in front of a terrible green screen, singing their hearts out like this is the best thing in the world.
You're my rescue girl. You can save the world. Oh, when you're apart, I keep yearning. So rescue me. I can finally see your light. I see the flames burning. Rescue.
It's number 1.
This one may seem a little strange if you weigh it against everything else on this list. It's not bouncy, fast-paced, or centered around women of any kind. In fact, it's actually kind of laid back. It's only got just enough energy to be interesting, and the instruments are all very simple. To which I respond, exactly. I'm thoroughly convinced that Windmill Hills is a song that was composed to be played in somebody's happy place. It's a tune not meant to wind you up, but rather bring you peace, to let you deflate for a moment, forget about the world, and just chill. This is the kind of song you play on a road trip because it invokes that feeling of looking forward, about taking in all the little things in life that anyone who's seeing the world around them from the perspective of routine might have taken for granted. Take this community, for example. Ever since I started making more videos again, you guys have been more eager than ever to see what I've come up with. Subscriber counts, comment discussions, and feedback have all skyrocketed. It's true, I'm not pulling the steady income that Office Max was offering me anymore, and I do have to donate plasma to CSL to make ends meet, but I look at it this way. What was my job 6 months ago? Bagging pencils for subhumans whose only apparent method of showing gratitude was treating me like dirt every day. Now what do I get paid for? To make people laugh and save lives. I could not be happier with what I've chosen to do with my life, and I owe it all to this budding little community for continuing to make this more and more worthwhile every single day. You guys are awesome. More than you know. Still craving some countdowns? You're in luck! I made another one last week about the top 8 video game moms, so check that out by clicking this annotation here, or see the whole playlist by using that card in the corner. If you like Let's Plays, you're in double luck, because I do those as well. Hit this button to check out the Team Pizza Plays channel and our experiences through the Splatoon Global Test Fire. Be sure to also check me out on Facebook and Twitter to catch all kinds of updates and events you might not get on this channel. If you want to help me out, please tell the world you like this video by hitting that little green thumb below, and if you want to see more of what I do, consider subscribing as well. I'd do it if I were you. Then again, I'd like the idea of getting more videos every single week, but that's just me. Do whatever makes you happy.